to House Speaker Mike Johnson, who will be down to a single vote majority shortly, which is just next to nothing, Errol. And both Politico and Punchbowl out this morning, and Johnson himself did an interview last night where he highlights this, basically say that Speaker's in a fight for his job, a new fight for his job just 5 months in. I want you to listen to what he said last night about this effort from Marjorie Taylor Greene to basically have a new vote for House Speaker. This is how he feels about it.
How does this motion to vacate help win back the majority or win a bigger majority?
I don't think it does. And I think all of my other Republican colleagues recognize this is a distraction from our mission. Again, the mission is to save the Republic. And the only way we can do that is if we grow the House majority, win the Senate, and win the White House. So we don't need any dissension right now.
He's sort of saying that with a smile, Errol, but I feel like he may not be smiling inside.
Well, that's right. The thing is, he's going to have to bare his fangs. He's going to have to snarl a little bit and really finally push back against this group that seems determined to wreck the Republican majority. I mean, they've done everything they could to show that they care more about their issues or their fundraising or whatever it is their personal agenda is than in sort of supporting the team, supporting the party, and holding on to the majority. So they're down to one vote. Now, if they're going to wait until they're underwater, when Democrats could, in fact, simply take control of the House, that would be extreme, but that's really where they're heading. Mike Johnson is going to have to face down Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt Gaetz, the rest of the radicals in his caucus and tell them, we're not going to do this, or you're going to have to find another speaker.
You know, Errol brings up a good point. He was sort of half smiling there, but that was more snarling than I feel like I've seen from Mike Johnson.
Absolutely. I mean, he's incredibly frustrated. He's working with a party that is actually a little more diverse than people realize when it comes to purpose in Washington. There are people who get elected from Republican districts who are sent to Washington just to throw bombs. And that's what they're doing. There are other people who realize that they're in districts where voters want to see them work with people on the other side of the party, or at the very least, people within their party. Getting those two groups to get on the same page to move legislation forward has been incredibly difficult for Johnson, and quite frankly, every speaker that's come recently before him.
Eugene Scott, Errol Louis, great to see both of you. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks.
Sarah?
All right, this morning, the men's Final Four is set. 1 seed Purdue will take on 11 seed North Carolina. The Wolfpack took that.